One. And we are back on the music podcast. I have a very, very special guest with me. Someone that is rising the ranks as we speak, and it is incredible to welcome on. Macy O, how are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. And it's amazing to have you on because for me, and I don't want to put too much pressure on you, you're on this real rise at the moment. Future big, big stages, things happening. And it's incredible to see that when I saw you live, the vocals, the attitude on stage is just phenomenal. So for you as a future superstar, is it take it day by day, or are you thinking about these big arenas in the future?
Uh, I think for me and for anyone, sorry about the sound. Um, it's like I just kind of take it as it comes. A lot of it, I think. I always strive to do better and better each day, and that process for me is, as it is for everyone, most of the time quite slow. And sometimes you have those days where like I'm getting absolutely nowhere. But as long as like I can look 2 years ago and be like, hey, I've done a little bit better, or I've done something this year. That's how it is for me.
The opportunities they build, don't they? Like it's almost like a momentum. So, basically, we start all of our podcasts with over and underrated. I'm going to say some names, and you're going to tell me if these are so overrated, underrated, or maybe they're just rated fine. And I tend to hate doing this, but it's just an opinion. Okay. So the first artist I'm going to throw your way is Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay, overrated. I have something about her. I just don't like her. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's like her voice or like she reminds me of like a Poundland Avril Lavigne, and I'm an Avril Lavigne fan, so like, okay. Anyway,
You're going to get so many comments on that.
I'm going to blow you up about that.
Scissor.
Ooh. I would say she's rated fine. Like, I feel like her music is good. I feel like it's very samey at times, and the vocal production is very similar. Like, obviously, it's quite like tuned, especially like live as well, and you can hear it. But she's pretty like chill. She's chill.
Right.
Oh, I love her. Underrated. She's so iconic. The new song, I would like a ring. I would like a ring. That's so good. It's so
Like
good.
the marketing on that, like she hadn't even released it yet, and people are going insane.
It's so good. I think like everything they did with it, like again, how you say like how they marketed it, and also that hook is so like you wouldn't think it is a typical hook because it's so fast and it's so like sporadic, the melody, but people just latched onto it, and it's so good though.
It is amazing, right? Justin Bieber, it's my last one.
Eh, he's overrated. It's just I okay, no, I have a bone to pick with Justin Bieber. I was promoting a song for ages, and it came out, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm dropping an album in 24 hours, by the way," and it came out the same day as my song. Absolute scam. Hate that guy.
I love that. Right, if you could choose basically one famous artist to duet with tomorrow, who would you choose?
Okay, I feel like there are like layers to this question. I feel like for the like classic musicality, it would be Elton John because the intricacy in his piano playing, where you hear like the harmonics with the left hand. Oh, it's just I just love how careful his playing is and how precise his whole thing is musically. Um, but I feel like something if I was maybe to pick someone more modern, um, I definitely think maybe someone like Ray or someone like for the fun of it, like Ash Nico. That would just be really fun to just do like a bit of a grimy pop song.
So I didn't expect that for you actually. That's quite out there to be fair. So if you were you go into an elevator one day and Elton John walks in, you have time for one question. What would you ask him? I've never seen you speechless, mate. This is the first time.
Oh, because okay, no, I talk a lot, so like this is rare for me. I would say, um, it's okay. It is like a question and a sub question. It would be like I think my main question would be, how did his musical education shape his persona as an artist, and how to incorporate that education into commercial music? Because oftentimes you look at music theory, people look at it and they go, can't get this. It's just, and obviously because I'm a graded vocalist, I've had to do the theory. So I look at it and it makes sense to me. But some of it, when you hear it, it's not pleasing on the ear and it's not like usual. And how do you kind of blend that and make it commercial and make it listenable for like an average person who just wants to enjoy a song?
That is an unbelievable question, I have to say. I want to spin off that then, right? If I said to you tomorrow, Macy, right, you're going to release new single for us, you've got an unlimited budget, but you can only spend it on one thing. What's the biggest thing you would put it on? Is it the production? Is it who you're writing with, maybe? Is it the marketing budget? Like, I'd say you can spend as much as you want, but only on one thing. What would you be spending it on as an independent artist?
I think without a shadow of a doubt, it's got to be marketing. I think just it's so like it's absolutely vital, that branding, that marketing. And I've learned so much more about it with working with LMS and working with you guys. Like my weekly chats with my consultant Marina, oh, legend, shout at her. And constantly we're thinking of like new ways, new videos, innovative ways to hook people, because you could make a killer song, but if you can't get it out to people in the right way, it's just gonna.
Well, this is the problem. Like this is what really hurts me. Is there's so much great music that I'm never gonna hear because an artist being a creative can't market themselves, and then at the same time, there's songs I hear every single day which are awful, but because the marketing's so good, you just can't understand.
That is real.
So I definitely agree with you on that. I think, yeah, can you get it in front of the right people? And it doesn't need to be billions and billions, but there'll be a niche of people you need to reach who will adore your song, come to the shows, buy all the merch, but you've got to find innovative and creative ways to reach them. And as a musician, you're wearing so many hats, from writing, mixing, recording, doing events. Like it's a very, very difficult thing to do. So yeah, well, my sympathies go out for artists, but I do agree with you. I do think that's the biggest thing. Now, Macy O, I believe you have a story about you busking and one famous artist hearing you busk and coming to see. Do you mind telling us that story?
Okay. Who? Because this is a couple of times I would like. Okay, great. I'll do like a.
So the one in my mind was Sam.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're on the same page, guys. Because Bastille happened in 2023, and that was really fun. I get to sing them. Great. Benno, thank you. So that makes me sound so fun. Anyway, so basically, me and my drummer, Tom, bless him, he's an absolute saint. We were like Sam Ryder's playing, so we split a couple of Sam Ryder songs. We obviously played Spaceman. But we also played another one called White Lies, which is probably my favorite song by him. I just really like it. I don't know why. I think I just like the grittiness in it. Well, and the interpretation I put in it anyway. That's another story. But he apparently heard us singing this and like playing it outside. So then when he was performing, we were sat outside just kind of listening, just vibing. We were like next to this cafe. I was debating when to get an ice cream. And then we heard him say like, oh, if the two people who played this song are in the audience, shout to you, you were amazing. And we were just like, and that was wicked. And then he came out to get in his tour bus and we were there. So we were like, oh, it's him. We'll go say hello. So we got a few pictures. He was talking to us. He gave me some really nice contacts who I've been in touch with since. And they've been absolutely wicked. But yeah, it was really fun. It was super fun. Can't complain.
That must be some feeling, and I feel like for Sam's sake, like just having that appreciation for the talent, I mean, it's just phenomenal. So it's me a little bit, because you've done so much, mostly like in your career already, being so young. Abbey Road, obviously the new EP. There's a little sprinkling that there's new music to come as well. So talk to me, like when you're experiencing this amazing stuff, has there been moments where you've been like, wow, like this opportunity doesn't come around, that it's really taken you, taking your breath away, really?
Yeah, I feel like I've had like those moments are few and far between. I have many moments where I feel the exact opposite, and I'm like, what am I doing? What is happening right now? But I think the main moments where I felt like that is the first time I went to Abbey Road was crazy. When I did a solo. No amplification, and it was just so like I was stood there like, yeah, not many like at the time I was like 15. I was like, not many 15-year-olds can say they've done a solo at the Barbican. Like that's absolutely crazy. And obviously meeting all the people I've met, like all the Serbs like Sam Ryder, Bastille, people like that. It's just sometimes I'm like, what is life? It's like
like Macy, I remember seeing on the same lineup as Sam for Girls, but like from my perspective, where I'm at, it's I see the hard work behind it, and I think a lot of people look at this glamour and talent, and that's incredible, but it's also not enough. Like I know how hard you and your team work behind the scenes to make that happen, and I feel like obviously a lot of musicians listen to this podcast. It'll be really refreshing for them to hear. I love what you've just said there. Like I've been putting out your highlight moments, and you've gone, yeah, Josh, that's like the cherry on top. But what about all this? I really relate to that. And I feel like it's so refreshing for other artists to be like, oh, okay, that is tough now, but these good moments are coming.
they will come, definitely. I feel like if you keep at it, it will come to you. But also, I think I would also say don't underestimate your team. Like you said, it's not just me, it's all of my team who work around the clock, social media people and support that I get from LMS. Like artists I'm collaborating with, there are lots of collabs in the works for me with artists from LMS and with artists externally. Some people that I make sure to never take for granted are my lovely parents, who also, again, work tirelessly, and I wouldn't be half the person or artist I was without them. People who have mixed for me, recording artists, producers, all of those people who make it possible. I just thank them because also I just couldn't do what I do without them.
100%, and it needs that, doesn't it? And I remember your performance at Wreckfest, and we had fans like, I've never missed it. I've put on Wreckfest for 4 years. This music festival. It's all about giving independent artists like their first taste for festivals, so they know how it works and see it. And I've never had this in 4 years. I had so many people come up to me and go, "Josh, put Macy on the main stage." Yeah? Like this is like it wasn't even like, oh, we're having a debate about it. They were like, Josh, and these were people that have never seen you before. They've never heard of you before, and they're like, the talent here is next level. So my question for you is, that live performance, is that natural talent, or is that something you've worked on to build that presence that you have on there?
I feel like
Or is it both? Is it both?
I definitely feel like, I mean, a lot of the stuff I did when I was a child with musical theatre, like I did a lot of that. So I was very used to acting and performing while singing and like doing monologue and dancing and da da da. But I feel like I had that background, but it was very different when I stepped into doing it myself and singing covers and not being a character. I'm just kind of being myself. And I do feel like I gained a lot of my persona, let's say, for lack of a better word, through experience and through doing it and interacting with different people. And also having not so good interactions in live settings. Having people like, I had a guy one time, he wasn't malevolent or anything. He just kind of like walked really close to me and didn't realize I was right next to a wall. And I was like, oh, okay. And that I was quite young when that happened. But I felt like, okay, so how do I almost adapt myself to come a bit across a bit more maybe like cheeky to make sure those things don't happen? Or how can I like make jokes and set boundaries at the same time? Little things like that I feel make up myself. And I'm very grateful for all the experiences I've had. It's just I just love performing now because I just know if I'm having fun, which I always do, most likely people will be having fun as well. So
No, I think that's amazing advice. If the performer's enjoying it, 9 times out of 10, the audience is going to really enjoy it, aren't they? And really buy and stand. I feel like, yeah, I think that's incredible advice for people to hear. Macy, as someone who isn't musically talented, there's two things I would love to understand when I speak to artists. So this is a two-part question. The first question that I have with it is, when you're performing, what do you see in your head? Is it like muscle memory? Is it patterns? Are you present? Are you looking like, are you a million miles away to where you wrote the song? Like, what is going on in here when you're performing?
I feel like for me, my teacher always told me to split my mind. And I found that analogy really, really helpful. So I almost have a section for everything. Whether I'm doing covers or whether I'm doing original songs, I'll have two main sections. Half of that section will be like, and I visualize it like literally just on my head. This kind of section will be talking about technique, anything to do with posture, breathing, belting techniques. If it's classical music, then it's like your retraction, your blowing of your nostrils, raising of that so you can create more resonance. That's boring. I won't talk about that too much.
But
But
I'm not. I'm fascinated that you're like that. Obviously, your musical theatre background coming into this now is that you are. I love the word you use, visualization. There, like that's what the top sports performers do, don't they? They visualize it going well, visualize those techniques. So you're actually doing that. Is that mid performance or pre performance?
it's a bit of both. I think whenever I warm up before a performance, because I'm very meticulous as a performer. I think when I was younger, like, well, I say younger, but like, you know what I mean. When I was like teens, early teens, I wasn't very strict. I was just kind of like, oh, just do whatever. But now I'm very like, I like my routine when I'm performing. Always do a warm up when I perform. Drink a lot of water as I'm going. Sometimes a steam if I can, and then I'll do a vigilant cool down. And I'll always do those before and after. I'll try and avoid dairy, things like that. But the technical side to me is very important because it promotes longevity and ultimately is a career that I want to have for a lot of my life. So I want to make sure that I'm protecting the instruments that help me.
Do that. That's amazing. And my part two to that question is, you've released music. It's very personal. You're releasing this little part of you to the world. When you listen back years later, do you get emotional listening to it? Do you hate listening to it? Do you love it? Is it something you're proud of? Because I feel like, let's take an artist's debut song. When I speak to, these superstars I do content with, it either goes two ways. They either go, I'm really, really embarrassed by it. We've come a lot better, we're a lot better now. Or there's a lot of pride and they go, no, that was the real stepping point for me. So as for yourself, Macy, where do you sit on this?
I feel there are like two aspects that come into it. It's very like, on the one hand, I see my first song and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, yikes. Ew. And that was kind of like my first ever single when I did a song for the NHS in 2020. But when I look at songs that I did 2022 and Journeys, and I'm like, I like Journeys as an album. I really like it. And it's a lot of pride for me. In that sense, that's the other kind of part that comes into it. The songs in between there, I mean, the whole album of Journeys, the lineup switched completely, and all the songs that I still have banked because it wasn't the fact that they were bad. It's just I listened to them and went, this is not me.
Right. Reflection of where you are now.
Yeah, I think in the moment I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And then got to about 2022, I got to about 13, 14, rebellious teen stage. No. And I was just like, yeah, this doesn't feel like me. I don't want to take this image as an artist further on in my life. So
When was the last time you listened back to Journeys and really listened to those songs?
I don't actually know. I feel like it varies. I think I listen to like I'll hear some of the songs, and especially now that I have a band, my band are learning the songs, and like, oh, my drummer always says, "Oh, I love this song from Journey's, can we play it?" And that actually makes me relive the moment and then go, okay, I'm singing it now, and this is crazy. And it makes me think about when I wrote the songs back in 2022, 1.
But no, I do. It's really fascinating to hear that. We've touched upon it a few times today with the marketing, the social media side. As an artist, how has social media affected the way you've connected with fans, and what do you find the biggest challenge with it?
Ooh, social media and fans. I feel like for me, you see, there is a clear, like, yes, my social media is important in the sense that I can easily reach my fans and I can easily be like, okay, yeah, you guys are here, great, that's awesome, and it gives them a sense to talk to me as well. I feel like from that I've also done the Zoom shows, which is really helpful, and it's like doing those shows, I'm like, oh, that's like, I get to talk to people, they get to be there, they get to listen to the music, and it's just great. And I feel like getting people's different comments on videos and etc. etc. like that's also really fun. So I can't complain. I do love it. I do think
It is a tool of communication. That's how you see it, to build these people that love that music. It's going to impact their life. Maybe they come and see you live. So it's a tool. That's basically what you're describing to me. Okay, so as a musician then, what's the best piece of advice you've been given, and why do you think it's stuck with you? Because you've had those big names, those big artists you've spoken to. Has any golden nuggets come from that?
hmm.
Is this the second time ever I was... You're just boom, boom, boom. But I know they're good questions when you're taking a second.
I think it was when, and this moment sticks with me a lot. I don't know why. It just does. It was when we went into Stuart Hawk's mastering suite in 2023, before Journeys came out. I was like, I don't know how old I was, 15, 16 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, and we walked in and it was this massive room, like bass bins, this massive desk, and I looked at it and I was like, what the hell is any of that? And then it was just this guy and he was just like, hi. And you looked behind him and it was just Ed Sheeran's album, Amy Winehouse's album that he'd mastered, all these things. And he had just said to me, he was saying like, oh yeah, if the artist doesn't like any stage of it, then it ruins everything. Like, even in a process like mastering, he kept looking over to me and being like, do you like this? Do you like this? And at the time, I didn't have that trained of an ear in terms of sound. But working with him, it was like, I felt like even in a process that's sometimes seen as like, oh, just a little icing on top of the cake, my opinion was valued. And I feel like that, to me, kind of, I extrapolated that in the sense of I was like, okay, I have to put soul and thought into every single little detail. It's not just, the main production and the mix, which is what often people see, but it's the little things that people don't. And if I'm not happy with those bits, then I need to wait till I am happy with those bits. I can't just kind of like say, oh, I'll get used to it, or just let it slide. To me, it's like, if you're taking those bits and if there's one thing that's out of place, it's just doesn't work. I don't know. Yeah.
Actually, I was really clever with like the check-ins from him and just being like bringing it back all the time. Obviously, there's a lot of musicians that listen to this podcast, Macy, and I'm hoping they all go away and listen to your music and fall in love with what you've put out there and new things coming. For them, I know a question that a lot of them would want to ask is, what's the biggest challenge you've faced as an artist so far?
I feel like my main issue is finding my artistic voice and brand in the world. I feel like for some people it's really easy. You can just go, yeah, streamline. But for someone who, like me, who wants to try everything and wants to try my hat at everything, it's difficult to go, okay, this is my brand, this is my genre of music, these are the artists I'm similar to, because it's like, if you want me to list like 30 artists I'm similar to, they're all going to be similar to me in a different way. So I feel like for me narrowing down, which is why I did that EP, and it was all experimental. And I feel like in the next songs that I'm writing, I feel a lot more me. It feels a lot more wholesome. I feel like growing up is being reflected in my music, which I really love. And I'm so excited for like the next year, 2 years.
Absolutely nice. It's incredible period that you'll be going into now. Talk to me about the new music. What can you tell us? What can't you tell us? What's under wraps? Like, yeah, give us the scoop.
Okay. So I've been teasing this song for a while. This song, is so sad. It's like Out of Line. If you like Out of Line, go listen to Out of Line. If you like that, you will love the song. It may or may not have a video. And girl. And when the mic in the pictures in the video, when we recorded it in one take. The mic I used was the mic that John Lennon used to use, because we recorded at Abbey Road, and I was like nuts. And it was so funny that day because they were going to put it on a normal stand, and he just got this. It was in this massive box, and he'd got it out. And my thing was, I wanted to be sat on the floor, so I was like, "Can I hold it?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, can I sit on the floor? And he was like, "I will lower the stand for you." And I was like, I felt like such a diva. It was so funny. But no, I just sat on the floor and sung it in one take, and it was just, everyone started crying, which he is a.
No, like to be that emotionally invested into it, like hearing a song and that happened, it must show the power of that, and one unbelievable experience that must have been to, Sir Elton and feel like that's part of it, that's entwined in that song forever now. So it's incredibly exciting. Everyone that's listening at home, thank you so much. We love your support here on the Music Podcast.
Love you.
Yeah, always. Go and check out Macy O. I think she's given some incredible nuggets for information, especially on the live side. That prep, that visualization, the routine, I think will help a lot of artists listening. Macy O, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.